None of this equipment belongs to Hardwood Housing. But you know what? Even though Maskell said he told them to let Merle buy it and lease it back, you know that Hardwood pays for the diesel that is used by the truck, the excavator, and all of the other maintenance and so on provided by this gas station at 6 Roads and otherwise. The vehicles are maintained by Hardwood at the expense of Hardwood, but they belong to Merle. So you, the taxpayers of Barbados, who have put $2 million into this enterprise with a little $100,000 from Merle, are getting licked up in this transaction. But Master said that was his idea. Go and read his letter and you'll see it for yourself. Bring up that fleet card report for Hardwood Housing Factory. Not that, the next. I think you have to go now. That's it. Look at the top of that. Sol Shell Yard. That's the Sol Caribbean. That is the list of all of the trucks, all of the equipment that Hardwood has to pay for on a daily basis. For equipment that belongs to another man, that Hardwood still has to lease from that man at commercial rates. So that's what's going on. So who do you think makes all of these payments? I want to ask you this. When the lease payments and the arrears and so on are due to Consolidated Finance and Simpsons and so on, who do you think has been making those payments? You think that it is Mr. Merle? Once again, it is Hardwood. So he is leasing equipment. Hardwood is paying to maintain the equipment, leasing it from him, and also paying the lease payment that he will be required to pay. So at the end of the day, he can walk away from there with all of that equipment. It don't belong to Hardwood. Your $2 million is up in smoke, and that is the end of that. But Maskell said that he approved and supported that arrangement. He's not Minister of Housing. He's not on the board of Enterprise Growth Fund. He's not on the board of Hardwood Housing. But he said it was my idea. A private company, you know. Not a statutory corporation that you can give directions to. Not a government department. A company incorporated under the Companies Act in Barbados. Go on to the arrears on vehicles list. Not that. Next one. Next one. That's all the bills from Saul, all the money that Hardwood is paying to keep those vehicles that belong to somebody else on the road. Next one. There's so many of them. Next one. That's only 1 month bills. Look at all the arrears. 52,000. Go back to that. You're going very fast. There's supposed to be a press conference tomorrow morning at which all of this will be replied to. So I want them to see it. Bobcat, $7,760. Excavator, $6,560. Go right down. So it is, go back, Jack, don't move yet. The arrears is $25,031.34. But you know how much they're paying Merle? $52,237.56. And like Master said, that makes economic sense. But that's taxpayers' money that at the end of the day is being sunk in a hole. So Hardwood pays Merle for the vehicles, pays Merle and maintains them as well. And all of that expenditure furniture for a company that has only completed 7 houses and has laid out 15. In other words, the total number of projects that they have been able to commence in that 1 year is 15 low-income houses. And Maskell knows all about this. It was his idea. He facilitated it. He is intimately involved in the decision making, and he also knows the politician to whom cash has been given by Hardwood Housing Factory Inc. And I have never known in the history of Barbados of a government company to be giving cash to politicians to carry out work in their constituency. And he also knows, I might add, the person who collected those contributions. Let us look at the financial state of Hardwood. I said to the Prime Minister, the company's current cash flow position is critical. And he dismissed that. Maskell dismissed it. Foolishness. In less than a year, they gave that company $1.8 million. And you know, at the end of August 2007, that the company had issued 19 bounce checks. Put up the list. I made up a list. Next, look at them there. Don't keep it that long because you don't want to embarrass anybody. You see one there, controller of customs, even to the controller of customs in Barbados. 19 bounce checks. And the chairman said, oh, that's not a big problem. So all of those small suppliers who received bounce checks and who should have put the people who signed those checks before the law courts in Barbados, and whose own cash flow was being affected by the inefficiencies of a private company in Barbados, had to suffer during that time.